Hello, welcome to Therapeutic Yoga class. Today, we are going to do a class focusing on shoulder imbalance. Now, what does shoulder imbalance actually mean? Well, when we look at our shoulder joints, the joints that connect our arm to our shoulder blade, also known as a glenohumeral joint, it's basically a ball and socket joint. Unfortunately, because we live our life in the forward position, and oftentimes for a lot of us, not only forward, but downward position, whether that is, on some sort of tablet or smartphone, or whether it's reading, or whether it's doing some sort of hobby with your hands down and forward, we tend to get imbalances of our shoulder joints themselves. So what tends to happen to those ball and socket joints is the ball kind of rolls a little bit more forward than it should be in the joint. When that happens, the muscles of the chest tighten up, the capsule or the connective tissue of the back of the shoulder also tightens up. And then you get this imbalance of muscles of the shoulder. So your rotator cuff, which really should be kind of suctioning that ball into that socket, it stops to lose its action and things start to go downhill from there, meaning degenerative changes, pain, and inflammation to the shoulders. So what we're really going to be focusing today on, what are the movements and actions that are therapeutic yoga based that will allow us to create balance in those shoulder joints. So it's not so much specifically about pain or treating impingement or bursitis or rotator cuff pathology. This is a class just to make your shoulders a little bit more happy and healthy. So what you're going to need for class today is a yoga mat. Once we get down to our floor, you're going to need a yoga bolster to start in. So we're going to be doing some stuff in sitting, specifically to open up and lengthen through the connection of our shoulders to our neck, as well as strengthening through our rotator cuff muscles. By all means, if you would prefer to do that in a seated position in a chair, feel free to do that. But you will need a yoga block when we get down to the floor, and grab your yoga strap, have it near you now so that you will have it when we begin doing some stuff with our neck and our shoulders. Okay, so let's get ourselves in a nice, good, neutral position to begin. And then we're going to do a nice, good breathing exercise to kind of get ourselves centered and ready to do some yoga. So start with your pelvic area and allow yourself just to gently tip your pelvis forward and tuck your pelvis backward, and go through that active movement of that pelvic region, just to kind of wake up everything in that low back and in those hip joints. And then find that position for you where you feel like your sit bones are sitting directly onto your chair or your bolster. It's a fairly good neutral position for you of your pelvis, but there's no weight likely in your legs yet. So keep that pelvis where it is, keep that lumbar spine where it is, but see if you can kind of lift your rib cage up and get your spine a little bit taller. Now, in this position, from the hip joint, so below the pelvis and the low back, allow yourself just to hinge just a hair forward until you feel that weight starting to go down into your feet. That allows you to have your base of support being your pelvis, your feet, and your legs. So it decreases your likelihood of rolling back and putting stress into that low back. All right, let's get a nice, good correction and alignment through our upper half of our body here. So take your hands today and bring your hands to the center of your heart. So this is called an Anjali mudra. A mudra is a hand position that you do in yoga. So just kind of hold this Anjali mudra position for a second. And start to take an inhale. And as you inhale, lift your hands nice and high in the air. Turn your palms to the ceiling, maybe reach a little high, but don't lose the weight through your legs. And then as you exhale, just gently bring your arms all the way down. You've got it. So we're going to do it again, bringing your hands to the center of your heart. But this time as we come down, we're going to let our elbows bend and turn our pinkies to the back of us. So inhale, lifting your arms nice and high. Take those palms, reach them to the ceiling. Now, as you exhale this time, bend your elbows and try to pull your pinkies back. So this is called pivot prone in the physical therapy world. In the yoga world, it's called goalpost arms or cactus arms, however you want. But keep your arms in that position now as you're normally breathing. Really, really excellent thing to do with your arms to try to get alignment through that shoulder joint that we're talking about. So holding your arms in this cactus pose or pivot prone, whatever you want to call it, allow yourself to lengthen your neck and settle your chin. So as you lengthen your neck and settle your chin, taking that bowling ball of a head, about 10 pounds or so, and resting it on the rib cage, which is the position it should be in. All right, just briefly check in before you relax your arms that you still feel like there's weight through your feet. And now allow yourself to squeeze between those shoulder blades. Even feel the muscles of the back of the shoulders fire when you do that. Keep that squeeze, and then very slowly just drop your hands down onto your thighs. Excellent. Now, in this position, keeping that neck nice and long and that chin gently settled inward, we're going to do a beautiful 3-part breath here. So 3-part breath, meaning we're going to control where the breath goes in our body. So does it go into the abdominal area with the diaphragmatic breath, or does it go into the chest area where you're using more of those rib cage muscles to hold that air in? So now that you have yourself in a comfortable position, take your right hand to your belly and make sure that your pinky is just above your belly button or umbilicus, depending on what you want to call it. Then take your left hand and place your left hand right on top of your sternum, that chest bone. Now, keeping yourself in that good alignment, what I want you to now do, close your eyes if you need to completely related to how comfortable you are with keeping your eyes open and feeling with your hands and your body. But what I want you to do is take a slow inhale into your belly and only let your hand, the right hand, move. And then just slowly exhale that air out. Now, can you tighten your abdominal muscles on the end of that exhale? And can you slowly inhale and only let your left hand move, the chest move? Feel how that breath feels completely different to bring in. And then as you exhale, just let that chest and that left hand settle down. Now, going back to the abdomen and the right hand, take a slow, deep inhale in. Let the abdomen and the right hand expand outward. Now hold your breath. Can you use the abdominal muscles to push that air up into the chest in the left hand? Can you use your chest to push that air back down into your abdomen? And then exhale the air out. You got it. So what we're doing is we're starting to work on a breathing exercise in sitting that we're going to really focus on using when we lay down to open up through our chest. So in the physical therapy world, specifically in the Institute of Physical Art, which is a company that I teach for in physical therapy, we call this wavy gravy, which means you're just basically using your abdominal and your chest muscles to move the air in your lungs. A very, very good thing to learn to control the movement through the front half of your body. So let's see now if we can do this 3 times in a row without stopping. So close your eyes if you feel like you need to. Keep that weight into your base of support or into your feet. Take a nice, slow, deep inhale into your right hand and your belly. Hold your breath. Push the air into your chest. Push the air back into your belly. And then exhale the air out. 2 more times. Nice, slow inhale into the belly. Hold your breath. Push the air into your chest. Push the air into your belly. And then exhale the air out as the belly deflates. One last time. Nice, slow, deep inhale into the belly. Hold your breath. Push the air up into the chest. Push the air down into the belly. And then slowly exhale that air out. You've got it. Good job. Relax the hands down. Allow yourself to take your left hand to the bolster or the side of your chair if you're sitting into a chair. Right hand out to the side of your body for a second. Have your thumb pointed upward today. Take a nice deep inhale and lift that arm all the way up. Then turn the palm to the left. And then as you exhale, side bend over that left side. Let the left elbow bend. Sit deeply into your right sit bone. Take a deep inhale here. Reach those fingertips far into the left. And then as you exhale, sit into that right sit bone. Take a nice deep inhale into the right side of your rib cage here. And then exhaling out. Let's do that one more breath. Deep inhaling in and exhaling out. Right arm, inhale, lifting it all the way up. And then as you exhale, drop it down. Place the right hand on the bolster or the side of the chair. Left hand out to the side of your body, thumb straight up first. Take a nice deep inhale here, lifting that left arm up. When you get it overhead, turn that palm to the right. And then as you exhale, side bend to the right. As you reach those left fingertips to the right, sit into that left sit bone. Let that right elbow bend. All right. Now in this position, take a deep inhale into that left rib cage. Get that armpit up into the air. And then as you exhale, reach those left fingertips further to the right, sit into that left sit bone. One more breath here. Nice deep inhale in and exhaling out. All right, left arm, inhale it up. And then as you exhale, dropping it all the way down. Very good. Now grab your yoga strap. We're going to do a little bit of opening through the muscles that connect our shoulder to our neck. We're not going to spend a lot of time on this, but when we have an imbalance of our shoulders, the very first thing we do is we start to overuse the interconnecting muscles between our shoulder and our neck, specifically the upper fibers of the trapezius muscle and the levator scapulae, which is the muscle on the back that connects to the shoulder blade. So just allow yourself today to hold the strap so that the right hand is holding the strap in the front, left hand is holding it back into the side. Don't need to grip too hard today because we're not going to be doing anything too fierce for stretching. But once you have yourself in that position, just gently side tilt your head to the right. Allow yourself to take a nice deep inhale here. And then as you exhale, just pull that strap back with the left hand. Just holding both hands gently taut and downward. Take an inhale, lift your head up. And then as you exhale, tilt your head over to the left side. Now take a nice deep inhale there into the side of your neck. And then exhaling out. Well, the air is not going into the side of the neck. The air is going into your belly, but you're thinking about the side of your neck. One more breath into the belly here. Deep inhale in. And then exhaling out. You got it. Now take that chin and rotate that chin down towards that left armpit. 2 breaths here. Nice deep inhaling in. And exhaling out. And one more time. Nice deep inhaling in. And exhaling out. Beautiful. Slowly on the inhale, lifting the head up, and on the exhale, relaxing that strap and simply twisting that strap so it's now over the left shoulder area so that you're holding it with the left hand in the front, holding it with the right hand to the side or to the back. Now, once you have yourself in that position, no need to really grip today. We're not going to be here long enough to make it count unless you've got bad grip strength, and then maybe grip that strap around your hand. And gently allow your head to side bend over that strap towards the left. Take a deep inhale here. And on the exhale, just gently pull that strap backward with that right hand. Now with both hands, just to slowly pull downward towards the floor. Take an inhale, lift your head up. And then as you exhale, gently side bend over to the right. Okay, feel the side of that neck there. Now 2 deep, slow belly breaths into that area. Nice deep inhale into the belly. And exhaling out. Deep inhale into the belly. And exhaling out. You've got it. Now take that chin, take a nose dive as that chin goes right into that right armpit. Still pulling down with those straps. 2 more breaths here. Nice deep inhale in. And exhaling out. Deep inhaling in. And exhaling out. Inhaling, slowly bringing the head back up, exhaling, relaxing there. So just leave your strap where it is for a moment. We're going to do a little bit of opening through our chest area using just general active movement first before we do some strengthening of these rotator cuff muscles. So take your hands, interlace your hands for me in front of you. Turn your palms away so you get a nice good stretch through your wrist flexors. And then in this position, take a nice deep inhale and lift the arms gently up. And then as you exhale, side bend over to your left. Got it. Inhaling up. And then as you exhale, side bending over to your right. One more time on each side. Inhaling up. Reach those palms to the ceiling. Exhaling to your left. And inhaling up and exhaling to your right. Very nice. Inhaling all the way up. And then as you exhale, drop those hands down. Take them now and interlace them behind you. Now, if you cannot get your hands interlaced behind you, just simply grab that yoga strap and hold it end to end behind you wherever you can grab it. But if you can interlace your hands, by all means, do that. Now, allow yourself to take your shoulder blades and squeeze them back behind you. Lift your chest nice and high. Now, in that position, you're hopefully feeling a little bit of a gentle stretch through the front of your shoulders, but nothing too much. Now, gently take an inhale and see if you can lift your hands away from your bottom. And then as you exhale, relax the hands back towards your bottom. Roll those shoulder blades back, lift that chest up. Let's do that again. Inhale, lift those arms away. And exhale, relax. Let's just do that one more time. Roll those shoulders back, lift that chest up. Take a deep inhale, reach those hands away from that bottom. And then exhale, relax, bring those hands back, maybe some circles with those wrists, and then grab your yoga strap. So we're going to spend a lot of time opening through our chest once we get down to our floor. But what we want to do before we get down to the floor is take an opportunity to kind of wake up and strengthen several of those rotator cuff muscles that just might be taking a little bit of a nap right now. So what I want you to do first and foremost is I want you to take that yoga strap and place it in your hands. If you've got grip strength issues, arthritis in your knuckles or your wrists, really good time right now to wrap it around your hands. Wrap it around your hands at about the width of your shoulders. So it can be a little bit narrower. It can be a little bit wider, but try to grip it so that it's somewhere near shoulder width. Then take those elbows, place them into the side of your body. Feel that you can use your arms, your upper arms, to squeeze into your rib cage. Sitting nice and tall, neck nice and long, chin gently tucked in. Elbows at 90 degrees and your thumbs pointed outward. All right, don't let your arms move. Take a nice deep inhale. And then on the exhale, try to pull your arms away from one another. All right, you should feel lots of muscles contracting through your shoulders, but yet there's no movement happening. Keep pulling those arms away from one another. Give yourself a nice deep inhale into your belly. And exhaling out. One more, keep pulling. Deep inhale into the belly. And exhaling out. And slowly relax. Now, something as simple as that should have warmed up those shoulder muscles, specifically two of your rotator cuff muscles called your infraspinatus and teres minor. And if you got a little bit of burning and a little bit of warmth, that's exactly what we wanted. Now we're going to go for some movement this time. So bring the strap back up into that neutral position. Elbows are directly beside you. Squeeze those arms into that trunk so you know you've got that stability happening there. Take a nice deep inhale. And then on your exhale, really start to pull those arms away. Feel both of those shoulders working. Now, let's play a push-pull game here. So what I want you to do on the inhale is let the right arm win until that left hand gets to the center of your trunk. And then on the exhale, let the left arm win until the right hand gets to the center of your trunk. You've got it. You see what we're doing here. Inhaling to the right, exhaling to the left. Any burning in your shoulders yet? I hope so. One more time. Inhaling to the right, exhaling to the left, and relax. All right. So shoulder rolls if you need to. If you're feeling some good burning, please be happy about that. Don't think you're doing any harm. And now let's do it one more round, but this time we'll initiate movement to the left first. So elbows at 90, thumbs are pointed outward, strap is about shoulder width. Elbows are at the side of the body, tuck them nice and in, spine is nice and long, weight into the legs, lengthen your neck, settle your chin. So much to think about. All right, here we go. Take a nice deep inhale. And then on your exhale, pull that strap away from one another, but no motion happens yet. Let's start with the movement to the left. So take an inhale over to the left, right hand goes to the center of your trunk. And then as you exhale, go to the right. 2 more times. Inhaling to the left, exhaling to the right. Get that breath moving. Inhaling to the left and exhaling to that right. Beautiful. Slowly relax. Take that strap away from you. You are done with the strap for just a second. We've got one more exercise to do with the strap, but let's get some nice, good blood flow to those arms, doing a few pivot prone exercises. And then we're going to introduce those shoulders and those supraspinatus muscles and wake them up. So hands to the center of the heart. Get yourself nice and tall. Weight through the base of support or your feet. 3 times. Let's do the biggest movements we can with breath. So take a deep inhale, reach those arms nice and high, palms to the ceiling. Exhale, bend those elbows, pinkies to the back. Slowly drop those elbows down. Can you take a quick look? Is your left forearm vertical to the floor? Is your right forearm vertical to the floor? You got it. Slowly internally rotate the hands, bring the hands back to the Anjali Mudra. Nice deep inhale, lifting up. Really reach as high as you can. Palms to the ceiling. Exhale, dropping down, feeling all of those muscles engage as you get into that cactus arm. Maybe take a look to the right, look to the left. Elbows and forearms should be vertical. Hands back to the center. Here we go. Inhaling, lifting. Reaching on the hold of that breath and exhaling, and keep that exhaling going. This time, maybe take a look to the left again, take a look to the right again, still exhaling, and relax. You've got it. Okay, last thing with the strap. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to place your feet in front of you on the floor and then place your feet together. Now, if you've got a lot of issues in your low back that this is too uncomfortable for you to do, then you can straighten your legs out and bring them into a wide angle position. But what we're using is the arch of our feet around the strap so that we've got something to move our arms back and forward with. So using the bottoms of our feet work really well. Again, if this is a hard position for you to be in, you can go into the bound angle pose or wide angle of your arms, and you can use the strap that way. You pick what feels comfortable for you. I'm going to keep my knees bent, my feet flat on the floor, and the strap underneath the arches of my feet. Now, here's what I want you to do. Place your hands so that your hands are down and starting very close to your bolster. Elbows are straight and thumbs are up. Now, sit up nice and tall, engage through your abdominal muscles, squeeze those shoulder blades back and down, lengthen the neck. Now, same idea as we did. Take a nice deep inhale, and as you exhale, try to lift both arms upward towards the ceiling, but nothing can happen. You've got it. Hold that engagement there. Keep those elbows nice and straight, those thumbs pointing upward. Take a deep inhale in and exhaling out. One more breath, nice deep inhale in and exhaling out, and relax the arms. Right, so a different burn in the shoulders. This is the supraspinatus muscle. This is unfortunately often that rotator cuff muscle that ends up having inflammation and injury to it because it sits at the very, very, very top of that ball and socket, and it generally does not have a lot of space to function. So any loss of space and this muscle's in trouble. Okay, let's do a little bit of movement here. So make sure you're holding that strap nice and low and in front of you. Nice and tall with your body, tighten through your abdominals, engage here. Take a deep inhale in. As you exhale, try to lift those arms upward. You'll feel the muscles engaging through your shoulders. Let's try a little bit of movement. So take a nice deep inhale. Let the right move a little bit. And then as you exhale, let the left move a little bit. So it's a small movement. Inhaling to the right, exhaling to the left one more time, inhaling to the right, and exhaling to the left, and relax those arms. All right, last time through, and we are done with this rotator cuff strengthening and sitting. We're going to do the left first. So grab your strap, have your arms out and away from you in a little bit of a V formation, nice and low towards your bolster. Have your strap underneath your feet or your legs, whichever you're picking. Sit up nice and tall, tighten through those abdominal muscles. Allow that neck to lengthen, settle that chin in, squeeze back and down through those shoulder blades. Take a deep inhale here. Exhaling, pull and engage through those arms. All right, left arm moves first. Inhale, lifting with the left. Exhale, lifting with the right. You've got it, guys. Inhale, lifting with the left. Exhale with the right. One more. Inhale left and exhaling right. Beautiful job. Take that strap. We are officially done with our strap. Allow yourself to very slowly move off of your bolster. We are not done with your bolster, so just gently move it to the side of your yoga mat. Find your knees in hip distance. That's 2 fists between those knees. Gaze back at those feet. Line those heels up with your sit bones. Settle your hips down towards your heels. Let's find a beautiful child's pose here. So gently let your belly drop down to the thighs, the chest down to the knees, the elbows down to the floor. Lengthen the neck, settle the chin, the crown of the head to the floor. Let's take a nice, slow, deep inhale into the belly. And exhaling out. Slow, deep inhale into the belly. And exhaling out. Gently bring yourself up. Let's go through a couple of cat-cows here. So your alignment of your knees and your feet should be good, but just take your hips, stack them directly on top of your knees. Walk your hands forward so that your wrists and your elbows are directly underneath your shoulders. Index fingers are forward, thumbs are nice and in. We're going to go through 3 nice, good cat-cows here. So take a nice deep inhale. Allow the belly to sink, tailbone lift, shoulder blades back and down, lengthen the neck and gaze all the way up. And then as you exhale, pull that belly up and in, tuck that tailbone, chin to chest, gazing into that belly button, push those shoulder blades away. 2 more times here. Inhale. Inhale through the entire movement as you drop that spine, lengthening through the front of your body. Exhaling. Curl that body up, get every bit of contraction through the front half of your body, gaze into your belly button. 1 more time here. Inhaling and sinking and sinking. And exhaling and curling and curling and curling. And then slowly allow yourself to sit back onto your heels just for a moment. All right, now grab your yoga block. We are going to go through stretching the back of the shoulder where the actual ball and socket gets tight. So I'm not going to show you one way to do this. I am going to show you 2 ways to do this because it is literally that important to balancing your shoulder joints. So allow yourself to use your yoga block today, kind of like a fake pillow, and place it on your mat. Gently bring yourself down onto your side. And rest yourself down so that the yoga mat is resting against the right side of your head. Obviously, pick the size of your yoga block that most appropriately corrects the alignment so that your neck is in a neutral position, even though there is currently no support to your neck. Once you have that, bring your knees up to hip distance, stack your knees on top of one another, stack your ankles on top of one another, and gently have that right arm out in front of you. All right, so we are going to begin with something that opens up the back of that shoulder called a sleeper stretch. So what I want you to do in this position is make sure that your right elbow lines up with your right shoulder. And then just gently bend your right elbow so that your hand's kind of blocking your face. And then turn your palm so that your palm is now facing downwards towards your knees. Take that left hand and bring that left hand up and over that right hand. And then in this position, make sure the left shoulder is directly on top of the right shoulder. Take a nice deep inhale here. And then as you exhale, slowly begin to drop that hand towards the floor. Now, as you drop the hand towards the floor, if you slide the elbow down, you're cheating. If you roll yourself back, you're cheating. So try to keep that elbow at shoulder height. Try to keep that left shoulder on top of the right shoulder. Find where it is that you go and feel where you feel that tension in that right shoulder. Now, lengthen your neck, settle your chin, and then allow yourself here, closing your eyes if you want to start to really work on diaphragmatically breathing. So we're not going to do any pushing or pulling. We're just going to hold the tension into the back of that shoulder joint. Take a nice deep inhale into your belly. And then slowly exhaling out. Let's do that one more time. Nice deep inhale into the belly. And then slowly exhaling out. Beautiful. And then gently lifting that arm up on the inhale, on the exhale, relaxing. All right, so that's right arm. Now I'm going to flip me over this way, but you can turn yourself over 180 onto your back if you like. If you're going to flip yourself over to the opposite side of your mat, use your bottom elbow, your top hand, nice deep inhale, and then on your exhale, push yourself up, and then slowly turn yourself over to the opposite side of your yoga mat. Or you just did a 180 and flipped yourself on your back and then over to your left side. So you pick what works best for you. Once you get on your left side, allow yourself to have that block supporting your head in a somewhat neutral position. Get that left shoulder underneath you. Right shoulder stacks on top of that left shoulder. Knees are stacked, ankles are stacked, knees are at hip height. And then when you're there, left elbow is at shoulder height. Bend that left hand up so that it's in front of your face, blocking your face. And then simply pronate your forearm so that your palm now points downwards towards your knees. Lengthen your neck, settle your chin. Take that right hand up and over that left hand. Take a nice deep inhale here. And then as you exhale, start to drop that left hand down towards the floor. All right, let's talk about the cheating again. So if your elbow dropped down, cheating. If you rolled your right trunk back or your right shoulder is behind your left shoulder, cheating. So see if you can stack your shoulders, see if you can get yourself in that position that you feel that gentle stretch, that gentle elongation through the back of your shoulder. Allow yourself to now just gently hold this position and let's go through 2 diaphragmatic breaths. So nice, slow, deep inhale into the belly. And then exhaling out. One more breath. Nice, deep inhaling in. And exhaling out. Beautiful. Inhale, lifting that arm up, and then exhaling, relaxing that arm. You've got it. Okay. Now back to hands and knees. So bend that bottom elbow, right hand, place it onto the mat. Nice deep inhale, exhale, push yourself back up into a seated position. We are not done with the block just yet, but place it to the side of you as you bring yourself back up onto hands and knees. Once you bring yourself back up onto hands and knees, the second awesome way to open up through the back of that shoulder joint is to do thread the needle. So that's what we're going to do next. So make sure that your bolster is not in the front or in the side of you on either side, nor is your block. Get your knees stacked on top of your hips. Look back that your feet and your knees line up in their hip distance. Walk your hands so that your hands and your elbows are directly underneath your shoulders. Now, let's get ourselves in the position that we need to be. Lengthen your neck, settle your chin, gaze down to your thumbs. Make sure those index fingers are pointed forward. Right arm, take an inhale and lift that arm up to the side of you. Then as you exhale, thread it underneath the left arm. Place the right shoulder down on the mat where the right hand just was. Now, as you do that, make sure that for you, you feel that you don't let your hips fall forward. So you should still have your hips somewhat stacked on top of your knees. Then allow your head to gently rotate to the left, lengthen your neck and settle the crown of the side of your head just above your ear onto your yoga mat. Once you're in that position, begin to slowly walk that left hand all the way up your mat. Get that left arm as straight as you comfortably can feel without causing any tension in that left shoulder. Now take a nice deep inhale here. And then as you exhale, pull the left armpit down towards the right elbow. You should feel that same beautiful stretch into that right shoulder that you did when you were doing the side stretch. 2 diaphragmatic breaths here. So nice deep inhale into the belly. And exhaling out. And one more time, nice deep inhale into the belly. And exhaling out. Gently walking that left hand back until it's underneath the shoulder. Taking a deep inhale and on the exhale, pushing yourself back up onto hands and knees. And as you make your way back up onto hands and knees, repeating this all over again on the opposite side. So left hand, inhale it out to the side of your body. And then as you exhale, sweep it underneath that left hand. Place that left shoulder on your mat so that it's in the position where your left wrist just was. Slowly lengthen your neck, rotate your head to the right, and place that head just above the ear onto your yoga mat. Check in that your left arm is nice and straight and at the height of your shoulder. Once you have yourself here, slowly walk that right hand all the way up the mat. Now, deep inhale into the belly. And then as you exhale, take that right armpit and try to rotate that right armpit down towards that left elbow. Okay, 2 diaphragmatic breaths here. So take a nice deep inhale into your belly. And then as you exhale, really pulling that right armpit towards the left elbow, hopefully feeling that stretch in the back of that shoulder. Again, deep inhale in and exhaling out. Beautiful. Walk that right hand back underneath that right shoulder. Take a deep inhale here. And as you exhale, push yourself back up into hands and knees. Once you have yourself pushed up into hands and knees, take your bolster. Place your bolster lengthwise on your yoga mat, and then take your yoga block and place your yoga block on the end of the yoga bolster. So the yoga block is going to be for the back of your head in this position. So what I then want you to do is come down to the bottom corner of your yoga bolster. Slowly let yourself lay down on the front side of your yoga bolster, and then just gently roll yourself over onto your back. Now, as you make your way onto your back, find the position that you feel that your pelvis and the tailbone is on the bolster. Once you have found the position that the pelvis is comfortably on the bolster, then you can get the best position with the yoga block onto the back of the occipital area or the base of your skull or your head. All right. So now we've got ourselves in a nice, good opening position. We're going to work on opening through the chest here, as well as training that pivot prone. But before we do that, we're going to go through doing that 3-part wavy gravy breath all over again. So take your right hand and place your right hand on your abdomen so that the pinky is just above your belly button. Left hand onto the chest. So remember, this is all about training the muscles of your rib cage to move in a very specific pattern. Have your feet flat on the floor. Your knees are about 6 inches or so. Lengthen your neck, settle your chin. You can gaze up towards the ceiling, or if you're comfortable with it, closing your eyes. Okay, now let's start with doing the first breath as a diaphragmatic breath. So take a nice slow inhale into your belly. Let your hand and your belly expand to the ceiling. No movement of the left hand. And then as you exhale, that belly and that hand just slowly drop down. Now, can you tighten your abdominals? Be nice and firm with bracing of your abdomen. And let's see if we can let just the left hand move here. So take a deep inhale. Feel that left hand lift up and hold here. And then slowly exhale. And that left hand drops down with no movement of that right hand. All right. So now what we're going to do is the same thing we did in sitting. So take the inhale into your belly, into your right hand. You're going to hold your breath, use your abdominal strength to push the air into your chest, use your rib cage strength to push the air back into your belly, and then let the exhale happen. Okay, so let's go through 3 of these breaths without stopping. See how much you can feel your breath movement as it's happening. Lengthen your neck, settle your chin. Make sure your knees are relaxed and pointed upward and not falling out to the side. So keep some alignment through your lower half. Here we go. Slow, deep inhale into the belly. Hold your breath. Push the air into your chest. Push the air into the belly. And exhale the air out. Inhale into the belly. Push the air into the chest. Push the air into the belly. Exhale the air out. One more time. Inhale into the belly. Abdominals push the air into the chest. Chest muscles push the air into the belly. And exhale the air out. You've got it. Beautiful. Now very slowly drop your arms down and to the side of you. Elbows are straight. Once you have yourself in this position, just slowly start to lift your arms up. Find that position for you that you feel gentle tension in the front of your shoulders and the front of your chest. Now, if you let your whole rib cage arch up and away from the bolster, bring the rib cage back down onto the bolster. So don't let your back arch to get this opening. Keep your spine nice and aligned. Just gently reach your arms wherever you feel a comfortable stretch into the chest. Now, harden and brace and tighten the abdominals. We're going to do 2 chest breaths here. So take a nice deep inhale into the chest, opening up through those pectoralis muscles, exhaling the air out. Keep the abdominals firm and tight. Inhaling into the chest. Exhaling the air out. Beautiful. Slowly bring the arms back down and then place the hands so that the fingertips are pointed upwards towards the ceiling at about shoulder width. We're going to specifically get one little muscle in the front of our chest called our pectoralis minor. It's a tiny muscle that sits right on your rib cage. So point your fingertips up towards your ceiling, lengthen your neck, settle your chin, make Check in with your legs that they're not flailing out to the side. Now, all I need you to do here is bend your elbows 90 degrees. So now your thumbs are pointed downward towards your shoulders or the floor. Now turn your palms outward so that the thumbs are pointed upward towards the ceiling and the pinkies are pointed downwards towards the floor. Take an inhale here. And then as you exhale, without letting your elbows drop. So let the pinkies pull down towards the floor. Do not let the elbows drop. So you want to try to keep the forearms parallel to the floor. See if you can get those pinkies to touch to the floor. Elbows stay bent at 90 degrees. I am really hoping that you at home feel a nice, beautiful opening through your chest right now. Keep your abdominals engaged. Don't let your low back arch off of the bolster. Let's do 2 chest breaths here. Nice, deep inhale into the belly. Exhaling out, abdominals stay tight. All this breath is in the chest. One more time, deep inhale in. And exhaling out. Beautiful. Slowly bring those elbows back up to the ceiling. Slowly straighten those arms and then relax those hands so that they are again in Anjali Mudra. So into the center of your chest. Now, we are going to try to go through 3 pivot prones. So the exact same motion we did in sitting, we are going to attempt to do laying on this bolster. Now, here's the trick. Keep your core engaged. Keep your abdominals engaged so that your pelvis doesn't flop forward towards your knees or your rib cage doesn't lift upwards towards the ceiling. So can you keep a nice stable spine as you strengthen through your shoulders and your shoulder blades? So tighten those abdominal muscles now. Lengthen your neck, settle your chin, hands to the center of your heart. Take an inhale, reach the fingertips up and over your head. Palms reach them away from you. Then as you exhale, can you bring those arms so that the left forearm is parallel to the floor and the right forearm is parallel to the floor? You've got it. Slowly bring the hands back to the center of the chest. Bracing through those abdominals. Let's do this 2 more times. Inhale, lengthening. Keep your neck long. Get those arms overhead. Hold your breath. Reach those palms away from you. Exhale, drop those arms into pivot prone. Find that position as you squeeze through those shoulder blades. Beautiful job. Slowly bring the palms back to the center of the chest. One more time here. Inhaling, lifting nice and high. Keep that spine stable. Palms reach them up. And exhaling, dropping those elbows, forearms. Take a look. Are they parallel with the floor? Holding right here. Give me a nice deep inhale into the chest. Keep those abdominals tight. Exhaling out. And slowly bring the hands back to the center of the chest. Beautiful job. All right, we are done with our bolster and our block. So here's what I want you to do. Gently roll yourself off the side. Place yourself on the floor. Bottom elbow, top hand. Push yourself up into a seated position. Once you're there, come back down onto your knees. Slowly take your bolster and move it away from you. Slowly take your yoga block and move it away from you. Have your knees hip distance. Settle your sit bones down towards your heels so your feet are straight and hip distance as well. Take a nice deep inhale. And then on the exhale, gently place the belly down onto the thighs, chest onto the knees, elbows onto the floor. Lengthen that neck and find the crown of the head back towards the floor. Chin coming into the throat, gazing back between that nice, beautiful space between your big 2 toes. Let's take a deep inhale into your belly here. And slowly exhaling out.
Deep inhale into your belly. And slowly exhaling out. And then gently bring yourself back up to hands and knees. Once you're there, slowly turning over onto your left or your right side. And then finding your way down onto your side to slowly roll onto your back. Now, once you're there, keep your feet flat on the floor, knees are bent. Find your knees at about hip distance or that 2 fist width. Keeping your legs there for a moment. We've got one more thing to do with our arms before we get to the end of our class. So just gently take a moment here to kind of squeeze between the shoulder blades and get your shoulders behind you. And then allow yourself to now find that supported goalpost position. So now your forearms are touching towards the floor. Have the palms away from you so that the pinkies are touching the floor. Now, in this position, check in with your low back and your rib cage. If your rib cage is lifted up, pull the rib cage down. If your pelvis is tilted and your low back is lifted up, engage the abdominals and pull down. We're going to do a very small movement with breath here. So we're just going to work on sliding our elbows up on the inhale, sliding our elbows down on the exhale. So brace through your abdominals, lengthen your neck, settle your chin, drop that rib cage, get that spine in a beautiful neutral position. We're going to do this 5 times. So inhale, gently slide the elbows up. Exhale, gently slide the elbows down. Inhaling up, keep your neck long, chin tucked. Exhaling down. 3 more. Inhaling up, abdominals are braced, no movement through the spine, just through the shoulders. Exhaling down and shoulder blades, of course. 2 more. Inhaling up, sliding those pinkies and elbows. Exhaling, sliding those pinkies and elbows down. And finally, inhaling up and exhaling down. Beautiful job. Relax the arms. Take the right knee to your chest, hand around that right shin bone. Nice deep inhale in. And then as you exhale, just gently bring that knee to your chest. Left leg, take an inhale and kick it up in the air. And as you exhale, gently place it down on your yoga mat. Right leg, take a deep inhale here. Exhale, gently pull it towards your chest. Nothing done with the lower half of our body today. So let's just take a moment here to open up through our gluteals and our hip flexors. Take a deep inhale into your belly. Lengthen your neck, settle your chin, exhaling out. One more time, nice deep inhale into the belly and exhaling out. Left leg, slide that leg all the way back up. Right foot gently rest it back down onto the floor. All right, left knee to your chest. On the inhale, on the exhale, pull that knee to the chest. Now let's go to that right leg. Take an inhale and kick that leg straight out. And then as you exhale, slide it down onto that mat. Deep inhale, left leg here. Exhale, pull it back into the chest. All right, one really awesome deep belly breath here. So slow, deep inhale into the belly. And exhaling out. Oh, let's do one more. Why not? Nice deep inhale into the belly. And exhaling out. Now keep your right leg where it is. Simply take your left foot and place it over onto the right leg. Right hand grabs the outside of the left knee and left arm. Just gently rest it out to the side of your body. So go in your pivot prone position today. Since we spent so much time working on goalposts, go in that position, but just let your knuckles touch the floor, the palm of your hand towards the ceiling. Nice little spinal twist here. Take a nice deep inhale in. And then as you exhale, let the knee cross the body first. Pelvis stays on the mat. Then slowly lift the pelvis. Then slowly rotate the low spine or lumbar spine. Then slowly allow that rib cage to rotate. Keep that left shoulder blade down. Lengthen your neck, settle your chin. Turn your gaze towards that left thumb. Holding right here. Give me a nice deep inhale into your belly. And exhaling out. One more time. Nice deep inhale into the belly and exhaling out. Gently turning your head back to the center, starting at that rib cage first and derotating the rib cage, then the low back, then finally the pelvis, and ending with that knee coming upright. Slowly place the left foot onto the floor, slide the right leg up, slide the left leg down, and then place the right foot on top of the left thigh, left hand to the outside of the right knee, right hand, find that goalpost position, and then let the knuckles touch the floor so that the palm is facing up towards the ceiling. Starting with your hip first here. So take a nice deep inhale. And as you exhale, bringing that knee across the body, pelvis stays on the mat, then slowly lifting the pelvis, slowly lifting and rotating that low back, slowly lifting and rotating that rib cage, keeping that right shoulder blade down. Lengthen your neck, settle your chin, turn your gaze towards that right thumb. And take a deep inhale into your belly here. And exhaling out. Nice deep inhale into the belly. And exhaling out. Slowly rotating your head back to the center. Starting at that rib cage and derotating that rib cage first. Followed by the low back. Followed by the pelvis, and then that knee comes upright. Place the right foot on the floor, slide the left leg up, bring the right knee to your chest, bring your left knee to your chest. Shoulder blades are back and down, lengthen your neck, settle your chin. Take a nice deep inhale here. Exhale, pulling those knees to your chest. Take a slow, deep inhale into your belly. And then exhaling out. One more time, deep inhale into the belly and exhaling out. Gently place the right foot on the floor, followed by the left. Slide the right leg down to the right corner of the mat, left leg down to the left corner of the mat. Settle your low back in a comfortable position, shoulder blades underneath you, elbows gently away from your body. Arms straight, palms lifted, lengthen your neck, settle your chin. Rest your tongue to the roof of your mouth in its resting position, tip of the tongue touching the back of the top teeth. Then close your eyes. And slowly let your body be still. Doing nothing other than observing where the breath now goes into the body and where it leaves the body. So maybe give yourself the ability to pay attention to the movement of your belly with every relaxed inhale and exhale. Or maybe pay attention to the nostrils and the nose and the cool air going in and the warm air going out. But just take a few seconds to keep your body still and just observe that movement of the breath. And then begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Some little circles with your wrists and your ankles. And then when you feel like you're ready, slide up one leg followed by the other. And then slowly let yourself roll over onto your side. Rest there for a moment. Nice deep inhaling in and out. And then on an exhale, bottom elbow, top hand, push yourself up into a seated position. Yes. Hands to our hearts. Oh, I just feel so open through my shoulders. I hope you do too. I hope we got some nice, good strengthening. It's all about balance. Hands to heart, smiles on the faces. Nice deep inhale in and exhaling out. The highest in me Salutes the highest in you. Namaste. And thank you for joining me today.